Hey guys, so I made this video the other day and I'm going to share it with you in just a second, but I want to talk to you about it a little bit first. So this video is about using a blow dryer to get a little bit of heat while you're using your happy hair curlers. So there's a couple of reasons why you might want to do this. The first reason is if your hair is wet. When you're using the happy hair curlers, you need to use them on clean, dry hair. And you add just a tiny bit of water and product. Then you put your curlers in, let them set, take the curlers out, and you have your curls. So you cannot take the curlers out until your hair is 100% dry. If you take your curlers out when your hair is wet at all, then you're not going to have good results. So if your hair is already wet, I would use a blow dryer to dry it first, either completely dry or just about dry. Then while your hair is nice and warm, put your curlers in, get it into the bun in the back, use your blow dryer a little bit more, make sure it's 100% dry, and then you can leave it in a bun until it's cooled down for maybe 5 minutes or something. Or you can leave it to set for as long as you'd like, and then your curls will be good to go. The second reason to use the blow dryer to get a bit of heat is if you need to reduce the amount of time it takes to set your curls. So for myself, if I'm putting my curlers in with clean, dry hair, adding a tiny bit of water, then I need to let them set for like 1 to 4 hours. Depending on the look that I want and how much water I ended up adding and how quick it's drying. So if I need to speed up this process, then I would put my curlers in, I would heat it up with the blow dryer and wait for it to cool down, and then I can take the curlers out right away. So if I'm doing this, I might heat it up for maybe 5 minutes with the blow dryer, and then I would let it cool down for probably 5 minutes, and then I'd be ready to take my curlers out. So instead of letting it set for like 1 to 4 hours, I would probably shorten this process to like 20 minutes, half an hour total kind of thing. So the third reason why you might want to use a blow dryer and a little bit of heat is if you have a hard time getting your hair to set and hold a curl, then using heat is a good way to help you out with that. So I would do the same thing. Clean, dry hair, add a tiny bit of water and product. If you are using heat, remember to use a heat protectant. And then get your hair into the curlers, get it back in your bun, heat it up with your blow dryer, and then wait, at least until it's cooled down. You could take them out right away, or you could leave the curlers in to set for as long as you want after that. And then when you take them out, your curls should be set better and hold better than they would if you used no heat at all. So I hope this helps. I hope you give it a try, and I hope you let me know how this works for you soon. Okay guys, so here's a video of how I use my blow dryer with my happy hair curlers because my hair was too wet to use just the curlers by themselves. And then I'm gonna blow dry this until it's like probably 95% dry. So I'm just taking the first section of hair, twisting it away from my face, and then I wrap it around this curler, fold the top down, and then I will add little sections of hair and twist and wrap them around this curler, adding a little section, kind of like each wrap around I'll add another section, or if you want to, you could do 2 wraps and then add a section of hair. So my hair is still feeling quite damp in here, so I am going to make sure that I blow dry this some more. And I'm just going to blow dry a little bit in this top part because it's still quite damp. these are mostly dry, so I am gonna put them in the back like I normally do to get them out of the way. See how they kind of loosen off here? I always just make sure that I twist these curlers inwards to tighten up those wraps, because if you do just leave it with it being loose like that, instead of having like nice curls, you'll have more of like a wavy or even like a straighter look there. So that's probably not what you're going for. So make sure you twist those in so it's nice and tight before you let it set. This has a tiny bit of dampness still, so I'm just going to blow dry it a tiny bit more. Okay, so now I just want to get the top a little bit more dry before I put these curlers in, because it might not look like it in the video, but it is still quite damp. Okay, so I'm just gonna blow dry this one, and you can see again here that this one's sort of loosened off a little bit. So before I blow dry it or do anything else, I just twist it back so it's nice and tight, and hopefully that will help me get kind of the look that I'm going for. Okay, so these are both on the curlers now, and they're still a tiny bit damp, but I am going to twist them back so that they're tight and get them in place in the back before I finish drying them. Okay, so now that that's in place there, I'm just gonna finish drying them 100%, because if you don't dry your hair 100% before you take it out of the curlers, then you're going to end up with just a damp, your hair will just straighten out, it won't look good, so you're just wasting your time unless you make sure it's 100% dry. Warm, so I'm just gonna give it a minute to cool down, because one way that curls can get set is by changing the state of your hair. So for example, if your hair goes from wet to dry, that will set your curl. If your hair goes from hot from the blow dryer to cool by just letting it sit for a minute and cool down, that's something else that can set your curls. So I'm just gonna give it a sec, and then we'll see how this worked. So I just wanted to point out here, this side is, I would say, like 99% dry. When I touch it, I can feel there is some dampness. And then this side was still a little bit more wet. And you can see that these ones are more curled than this side. Like this one is up to here with curls. These ones are looser, they're down to here. So definitely not equal results. So just another reminder to make sure that you take the time to let your hair dry completely before you take your curlers out to get nice results. I wouldn't do this on a day-to-day basis. I prefer to let my hair air dry, start with dry hair, add a tiny bit of water, and then put my curlers in, let them set for anywhere from like 1 hour minimum up to however long I want. And then I do it like that, truly heatless method. But if you are in a bit more of a hurry or you don't want to leave the house with wet hair, this is another option that works.